Okay, everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me. I'm still trying out. I got this fun little funky. This was only under $10, but it seems to be working good, and it's better than trying to get all that crap on my head and stuff. So, we'll try it. And yes, I have my little fan going next to me. You can see it spinning on low because for the last couple of days, my oxygen's been running a little lower than I would like it. And that brings my oxygen back up, okay? So little things really make a big difference when you have ALS. Okay, let's talk about BiPAP machines. Okay, anybody with ALS should not have a CPAP, and you're not supposed to have oxygen. Okay, those two things will create CO2 in your brain and kill you very fast. I read a post the other day that just broke my heart. The person was had ALS. They were having breathing problems. They showed a picture where they were happy talking to their caretaker, and because their oxygen dropped, they went in the hospital. They put them on oxygen. They got sent home, put on hospice, and died 4 days later. Now, I truly believe when it's our time, okay? And it could have been his time. But also, what I have figured out here lately is sometimes doctors trying to help us kill us, okay? And giving him oxygen could have killed him before his time, okay? So please remember that if you take your ALS people to the hospital, tell them they cannot have oxygen. I have been on a BiPAP for 8 years, okay? This is why I still can go during the day without one. Now, I've had some days where my oxygen drops low, and when that happens, then I end up, when that happens, then what I do is I go get on my BiPAP for an hour or two, and that gets everything back up and good again. So it's kind of like with ALS, we're always jumping our cars, okay? We have to recharge and jump our car all the time. Um, then I seen another post of a lady, and I recommended this for her. She's tried recommended by her doctor. Praise God that he recognizes how the BiPAPs help people with ALS early on, keep you alive because it works for your diaphragm and it saves your diaphragm. Doesn't die as fast because it doesn't have to work as hard. Okay. So this person, her insurance wants her to pay $1,000 a month, okay, for this machine. Now, I'll be honest, people, I don't even make that much. I barely make 1,000 a month. So actually, I'm on some of the helps and stuff because I have low Social Security and ALS. I can't work. So praise God, they are going to pay my machine. Now, some of the insurances will pay 80%. If you have a secondary, they'll pay the 20%. Okay. Also, I think if you get on maybe, I don't know, some of these sites, you may be able to find a used one. What I found out, they're supposed to be bringing me out a new machine here on Tuesday. Now, my machine's still working. Granted, some days it doesn't record my readings, but I don't know if that's the sunspots are affecting all kinds of stuff with satellites up there, and if that's why, because after a couple days, my readings come back in there. Or I don't know if it's the machine is glitching. Now, what they told me when I called the machine in, that it was doing this, they said that's usually the first thing your machine does when it's over 5 years, and then it things start not working. Now, what I noticed, I forgot to fill my reservoir with distilled water, which I've always done, and I put my mask on. I could almost taste something burning, and I thought, well, this is weird. And it was coming from my machine, and I've never noticed that before. Now I filled it back up with water. Now it's still working until I get my new machine, but I don't know if something's getting too hot in there now. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to chance it because it's my life. Okay. I've got a little rubber piece falling off the bottom of it. There could be issues inside it. I don't know, but it's still working and giving me my readings. Although I will have to say, for the last 2 weeks, all my stuff has been up more. Okay. And there hasn't been any lower ones. So the machine could be acting up. Now, what I do, because they usually give these machines for people with apnea, and we don't have apnea, we have weak diaphragms. That's why when we lay down, we quit breathing, okay? Because our diaphragms do their weird things. But what I do is they set your machine and you want to stay under 5 is what they say with apneas. Now, what I set for ALS is 1, okay? So anytime I go over 1, I know I'm getting more phlegm because what I've noticed on my BiPAP machine is it will show if phlegm is getting in my voice box, and I can tell with my voice too that it's doing that, or it's draining, getting in my lungs. I can tell that. So let's say I go look at my reading and I'm up over 2. I'm like, holy cow, something's going on. So then I might watch another day and it's still up over 1. My third day, I'm going on an antibiotic. Now, I go on, it's called Cephalexin, and that's a good lung. I've always, when I used to have a lot of asthma attacks, that's what they always put me on. The doctor said always go to that drug. I've never had side effects. It works perfect on me. And I don't take it the way the doctors order it with my ALS. Nothing works right like what the doctors order you anyway with ALS. So I take like 3 a day for maybe 2 or 3 days. And then I quit. And you know what? Now all of a sudden my readings come down below 1 again. And I'm doing well now for another week or 2. But I'll get up and zoop, it's up again. And you'll see a pattern with your breathing. And that also tells you what your saliva is doing. That saliva, I think, is what causes infections and you lose your voice. That's my theory because they sent me 8 years ago and said I was going to lose my voice in a year. I'm still talking. Now my voice is half gone because I'm on that ARC. Again, you can do ARC. You don't even have to leave your home to do all your ALS checks. You can go on the ARC study. They ask you the same questions. Do you go up the stairs? Can you go down the stairs? I always go up and down the stairs so I can answer that. Okay. They do your voice. They call you. You answer 5 questions. The AI computer, I guess, figures out if your voice is. And what I've noticed, my voice is better. My voice is worse. My voice is better. My voice is worse. That's a typical ALS person right there because our bodies ramp, I call it, and then our bodies were better. Okay. So ramping is when you're either cramping, you're having trouble with your BiPAP, your things are clear up, your heart rate and blood pressure's going crazy, your temperature's going crazy. All these things are ramping, and it happens to us. Um, Also on the breathing, like for this lady that can't afford a BiPAP, my heart just goes out to her. What I have done, and see, I got COVID. I think some of you have watched that video, some of you may have not. When I had COVID 5 years ago, they sent me home to die. And what I did, I got on my BiPAP at night, and during the day, I would sit and put this fan, have it blowing on me, and it helped my oxygen. And you know what? I didn't die. So, I mean, I was bedbound for 2 years. But you know what? Look at me now. I'm doing great. I've had Vinia coffee. That's given me more energy. That's a big tip today. They have it in green tea. My boyfriend just had a heart attack. I had to go through all his meds, and this is something else I want to touch base with because it's really affected my heart with all you people. When the doctors, when you have a heart attack, when you have ALS, they have a protocol and they give everybody the same stuff, the same advice. We're all different. My ALS started with my heart, blood pressure, and my temperature. I always said my temperature was broke. It really was. It affected a muscle that sometimes goes crazy on me, and then all my vitals are all over the place, and then they settle down. And I've learned how to adapt that a little bit. But I can't be on a blood pressure pill every day because of that. Now, my boyfriend, they put him on a strong blood pressure pill and they sent him home. He was bottoming out on his blood pressure and his heart rate was so low. And I pulled him off of that blood pressure pill. And you know what? Finally, after a day or so, we got his blood pressure up to normal. And I checked him today after 5 days, and his blood pressure is stellar. It's perfect. And I told him, I said, we're not going to put you on this blood pressure pill. It's going to kill you because I talked to 3 or 4 other people that had heart attacks, and they all put them on blood pressure pills. And you know what? They all ended up back in getting pacemakers because everything dropped so low. Again, the doctors are only trying to do what they've been trained, what the computers tell them, what AI tells them. But you know what? I'm a common sense person, and it's like that blood pressure. I went through this with my mom. My mom took her blood pressure. She was dizzy. She thought she was going to pass out. Took her blood pressure, it bottomed out. I said, Mom, that blood pressure is too high for you. What I do is I take 1/2 of the lowest blood pressure they make, and I usually take 1/2 either every 3 or 4 days, and it keeps my blood pressure fine. Granted, I check my blood pressure a lot, and that's what we have to do. That'll tell you all kinds of things. How does this medicine affect me? I can tell by my putting that thing on my finger, on my oxygen, my heart. I double check my heart when I do my blood pressure to make sure everything's in sync. And these are things you can do at home to keep your body jump started and not getting in trouble. So my goal after talking to all these people that all ended up within 30 days back in the hospital, I told my boyfriend, I said, we're not sending you back to the hospital. We are going to keep you off of that. We're going to watch you, see if your blood pressure does go up. Then we're going to try a half of one. We'll see how many days you go before you need another one. By monitoring that, we can see how his body's reacting to that. And that's what I do with my ALS. That's why I'm doing so good. I'm in my 8th year. Yes, I'm taking THC every 6 hours. Now I just adjusted my THC again. I'm doing the full gummies after 8 years, but on my midnight one, I'm only doing a half a gummy. And what I'm testing is to see, I was waking up and I just felt like maybe that, because I do the night ones at night, and I thought maybe that was causing too much stress in my heart or something because my heart was really low the other morning when I woke up. And I thought, okay, I'm going to back down on my night med to a half of one. I did that last night. You know what? My blood pressure was fine this morning. So your body changes with ALS all the time. Even regular people, our bodies change. And so we need to always check these things. And you know what? Don't add 10 things, add one thing. And then see how your body adapts to it. Because if you have side effects, you look up your side effects. If these are the side effects you're having, you know that med is causing that, okay? We as a society, if the doctor says it's we do it. I know people like that. But you know what? All they're doing is random distribution. That's what they're trained to do. And I have to say, my doctors I have been awesome. I go in, what I tell them, they ask how I'm doing, I tell them. They know what I do, it's working for me. And so then if I need something, they'll say, what do you need? I tell them, they write out the prescription for me. Okay. I love it. I go on to ARC. I can see how my progression is going from ARC or what, like if I'm having more voice problems, it's like, okay, what can I do? I need to monitor my BiPAP readings more so I don't get so much saliva. One thing I have started doing is that mucus relief. I guess it's called Gafacine 400 milligrams. Let's see if I can get it up here so you guys can really see it. Okay, and it's 400 milligrams. It's pretty cheap, and I can't take a whole one. It just makes me feel horrible. I gag when I take it. It does. And so what I did is I took a half a one in the morning, and it actually helped, and I didn't even feel like I'd taken anything. And I take a half a one at night. Now, the other day, for some reason, I had so much saliva. And so I did a half a one 3 times that day. And you know what? I'm not coughing as much. I'm not choking as much. It's time to go do my voice thing. I'm gonna see if my voices went up a little bit compared to last time because I had so much saliva. I think my voice probably didn't rate that good. um, so anyway, yeah, and then too, another thing is you have to be sure and pace yourself. And this was the problem he had is he's like, well, I don't think my Vinia coffee's helping me because I'm too tired. It's not helping me. Well, it's not that he's too tired from the coffee. We went walking yesterday. I mean, he's only been 2 weeks out of his heart attack. That's going to exhaust him. Just like me, I went walking, like I added an extra walk thing on mine. I had to put some little, let me show them to you. They're really cool. They're these little, I got them for $1. They're just little ankle things, okay? And I just stick them right under my sock. And because the 2 times I walked, I was getting little things in my ankles, okay? I thought, oh crap, I haven't had this before. So I just stuck these over my compression socks and walked, and I didn't have those pains, okay? When your body, ALS loves that soft compression, okay? It doesn't like hard compression, it likes soft compression. And that'll help you if you're having cramps or whatever. Just like I said, I've cut off the feet of my compression socks and pulled the top part of it on my arms. Perfect. It's the perfect compression. It's cheap. It works. I may wear those for a day at home because I lifted something too much. Now my arms are aching, so I put that on. You know what? The next day I take them off. I don't have to wear them anymore because that helped settle the nerve down that went crazy. Okay, because I did something I shouldn't have. So anyway, I hope this helps, but I truly believe God was on my side 8 years ago when my little doctor sent me for a sleep study and thinking I had sleep apnea because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and it was ALS, but nobody could figure that out at that time. But you know what? Because I got on that CPAP, I failed it. Then they put me on the BiPAP, and that's when they found out, yes, I had the genes. I probably had ALS. That's probably what's been going on. And I was on, and they set my readings. My readings have been great for 8 years. And I sleep good at night. I feel good when I get up. I don't, like I said, I don't have to wear it during the day, but I do leave the fan on me. That's an easy peasy thing. I live in Arizona, it's hot anyway, so I put a fan on low. It helps my diaphragm, keeps my body cooler if I have one of those hot things I get with my ALS muscle thing, and it's a win-win. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer. I don't have all the answers. The only thing that I share with you guys are things that are working for me. Okay. And why I'm in my 8th year, I'm still mobile. I mean, I'm still walking. I don't, I live in a park model with Arizona rooms, so I don't have to walk that far in my little trailer. I've got everything set up perfect for me so I can take care of myself. And that's my exercise. I don't go to therapy. I just take care of myself. I load my washer, take them out one by one, put them in the dryer. Look at all the arm movements I get. I play games on the computer. I have found some awesome games on the computer for your mind. And after drinking the Vinia coffee, I can actually match better than I was doing. I'll tell you that. So I know that stuff helps. And I feel better and my readings are better. So Vinia coffee is I have 1 cup in the morning and I reuse my coffee pod 3 days. It gets a little weaker the third day, but it's so strong the first 2 days. I need that weak third day, okay? So I can sleep at night. Okay. Well, hopefully this helps you guys. It was wearing heavy on my heart. When I read things on the ALS site, my heart just goes out to some people with what's happening and some of the money they're spending and all this stuff. Keep it simple, okay? Keep it simple. Just make things flow. If you're getting cramps, that's your body saying you did something, okay? Listen to your bodies. That's what I have done for 8 years. And usually I can, if my arms are aching, I thought, oh, why are my, and then I thought, oh gosh, they delivered groceries yesterday. I carried in probably too heavy a bags than I shouldn't have. And with my Vinia coffee, I think I'm Wonder Woman, okay? And so now I've got achy arms today. So I put on my socks on my arms all day. And by the next day, my arms are better then, okay? So I think it settles down sometimes or scares the muscles dying. I don't know. This is, now they're looking at people's teeth. I don't know. I will say I went to the dentist my whole life. I've gotten recaps, like caps all over my and bridges and all this stuff in my mouth. So I don't know if there's something with some, because there's different types of I don't know if it's different types of ALS, but different things that trigger people's ALS. Mine is hereditary, the C9, and then the ALS2, which they don't even know that much about, that gene. But my predominant gene was C9. Okay, but I have both genes. So I just, I've been poor. I've just done things simply. It's working for me, and I still find things I enjoy in life. I'm here until the good Lord takes me home, okay? And I just pray for all of you. And hopefully, if there's one thing I said in this video, that it helps you or even gives you a longer life. That's why I'm here. Again, I looked all over the world. I found Kathy Jordan, bless her soul. She passed away here a year or two ago, but she lived 35 years with ALS, and she was already in a wheelchair, but she never got worse once she started smoking marijuana. I have asthma. I don't smoke marijuana. I do the gummies. I think it's easier for medical wise to do the gummies. I think they have oils too for people that can't chew gummies. And, so anyway, we'll just, hope that all goes well for everybody. Thank you guys. And I'm going to sign off now and just let me know if you have any questions or anything. Love you guys all. Bye bye.